I like to notice the Bible's subtle all-inclusives. And by that I mean, like, take, for example, John 3:16, one of the more well-known Bible passages. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him will never perish but will have everlasting life." There are two subtle all-inclusives in there. The first one's at the beginning, where it says that God so loved the world. The world is an all-inclusive. It includes everybody in the world. And what is true about everybody in the world, according to that passage? If you are in the world, God loves you. It doesn't matter if you feel loved by God. It doesn't matter if you think you are loved by God on a particular day, or if you deserve to be loved by God. You are loved. That's what it means. You are included in that all-inclusive. If you are in the world, God loves you. God loves you. The second all-inclusive is a little later in the passage, where it says, "Whoever believes in Jesus will not perish but will have everlasting life." And whoever means whoever. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what your parents were like, doesn't matter what race you are, and doesn't matter what struggles you have. Whoever means whoever. You know Jesus, you know who he is, you know what he did. You will not perish. You will have everlasting life. Subtle all-inclusives. They're kind of subtle. You got to look for them. They don't jump out at you, but they're important. I bring that up because in Psalm 25 there are some subtle all-inclusives related to your life. Every aspect of your life, actually, including the hard parts, including the ones that fill your gut with guilt, with pain, with worry, anxiety, anger, confusion. There's a promise in Psalm 25 for a certain group of people. The way the verse goes, it says this. It says, "No one whose hope is in you, whose hope is in the Lord, no one whose hope is in you will ever be put to shame." And what that means is that there's a certain category of people who will get to a certain point in their existence, and they will be able to look back, and they will be able to say, "You know what? Nothing stopped God from loving me. And nothing got in the way of me coming home to heaven. Nothing." And who's the category of people who will be able to say that? No one is an all-inclusive. No, it's not no one who can't say that, but no one whose hope is in you will ever be put to shame. And so everyone whose hope is in the Lord will have a point in their future where they'll be able to look back and say, "Yeah, God loved me, and I can see it clearly. And God protected me, and he guided me all the way through all the ups and downs, through all my own ups and downs, everything that goes on in my heart. It didn't stop God from getting me home." No one whose hope is in the Lord will, here's the second all-inclusive, ever be put to shame. And that word "ever" covers everything in your life, every aspect of it. Through all of it, God never stops loving you. And through all of it, God never stops overseeing all things that are going on in your life to make sure that nothing gets in the way of you one day being home with him. Nothing. You're safe with God. His love includes you. Rest well tonight, my friends.